Hello, everybody. It's Jordan with Cloud Underground here on a Thursday. I hope everybody's having a good week and is ready for the weekend. Today, I'm here to teach you how to apply text to an item that you designed in Blender. But first, this video is brought to you by the RPG of Life Incubator from Cloud Underground. Make starting a company as straightforward as playing an RPG with the RPG of Life Incubator from Cloud Underground. Start building your business for free today. Link in the description. Get it now. All right, so here we have an Underground Nexus instance. It's the one that I've been using a few times. I just opened up Blender, so we've got a new, Blender's running right now. And you can see we've got our desktop organizer that we made a few streams ago. I'm going to go ahead and click on that. And here is our desktop organizer. Now let's say that I would like to apply some font to it. So, that it says something on the side. You could, maybe have your company name or company logo if you're designing objects that you're going to try and sell or whatever it is. But it can be very helpful to apply text to things. So the way that we would do this is, right now we've got our object. We need to go into object mode over here. And then we can click add and we can select text here. And so we'll click on text. Okay, and now it made a text, so you can't even hardly see it. If we zoom in a bunch, we can see it's super duper tiny, but it's there. So let's go ahead and modify this text so that it says something useful. So the way that you edit text in Blender is simply, if we click on anywhere here, then we're going to select our organizer, right? But if we click on the text, then we select our text. So you have to select your text, and then you can go up to edit mode. And when we go into edit mode, when we have text selected, it basically allows us to start typing in here. So, I've got a cursor, blah, blah, blah. I can type whatever I want. I'm going to delete everything, and I'm going to put Jordan's desk, right? That's just something we could put on the side of a desktop organizer. Okay, once we're done editing our text or writing whatever we want, we have to go back to object mode. Okay, so now we've got this text and it says Jordan's desk and we want to apply it to the side of this thing. Okay, so there's a few things that are wrong right now. First of all, it's not oriented correctly, right? So let's fix that. So if we click over here, we can click on the rotate tool and then we can rotate it and we can rotate it, however we want, blah, 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 any of these directions. But if you noticed, and now we can see there's rotation to it, the X direction is the direction we want to rotate it. So let's put 0 in here at Y. Now it's back to the way it needs to be. And let's put 90 in here at X. If I don't screw up. Okay, there we go. So now it is facing the correct orientation, and we can go ahead and move it to the outside of the object since we want it on the outside of the object. And let's get it kind of close to the object, I guess. I think it might be in the object now. Let's get it on the outside. Here's how we can do that. We'll look from above. Okay, so now it's just on the outside of our thing. But it's really way too small to be useful right now. So how do we fix that? So over on this right side of our Blender, we've got this box that's essentially tools and things of that nature. So if we go down, scroll down, you see that we've got this object data properties with the little a, the font. It's essentially font properties. So we'll click on that. And then we can start modifying the properties of this object, which is a text. And what we want to do first is click on font. And then right here, we've got size. And this is where we can increase our size. So let's make it 15 and see where that gets us. Now, that is much, much better, right? Like this is about the size that we probably want it. If we move it over and then move it down, yeah, I'd say that looks pretty darn good. Let's move it over a little bit more. Okay, so now we have our font in the correct orientation and at a reasonable size, right? So the next thing I might do is let's say I don't like this font that much. Let's go ahead and change it. So the way we would change it is, you can see we've got regular, bold, italic. We're going to just go with regular, and we're going to open font with this little file folder here. So if you click on that, it brings us this guy, and we can go down. I think there's a fonts folder. So, you know, depending on where you have your Blender installed, this may be different. But for me, in this particular configuration, we go to that fonts folder, we get to this, and then we can, the two that I've found a lot of fonts in are open type. There's a decent number of fonts here, including whatever the heck this is. Let's select that just for fun for a sec. Open that font. Wow, okay, yeah, that's not what I'm looking for, but it's kind of cool. So let's not choose that font. Let's select a different one. So click on our folder here again. I kind of like this Nimbus Mono, so I'm going to go with that. I guess we'll go with the bold one. So we'll just open it, and boom, there we go. We got this nice Nimbus font. And it actually, this font's a little smaller than the one we started with. I'm going to knock this size up to 17. 18 maybe. And that's pretty good. I like that. So now we've got our little message here with a font that we like. Now, if we look, you'll notice that this font, let's look from the top, there's really no dimension to it. It's got dimensions in essentially the X and Y coordinate plane, but not in Z. There's no depth to it, right? So we need to give it depth. So the way that we do that is, rather than this little font option, we want to go to geometry. And then we've got this extrude option. And I think 1 millimeter will be fine. So we're going to extrude it by 1. All right, and then you can see now we have a thickness to our font. It's not just flat. So now, you know, we could do our normal operations, basically using a Boolean to either subtract this from the object or add it to the object. So we could make an indented font by subtracting it, and kind of an extruded font by adding it. So let's go ahead and do that. But the first thing that we need to do is, right now this is still a font. It's not a mesh. So objects in Blender are meshes. And right now, if we went to run a Boolean, so we're clicking on our desktop organizer, and we're clicking on this little wrench, and then we're going to add Boolean here. And right now, you can see we can still select pen 2, but we can't select the font. So that's a problem. And the reason is that the font's not a mesh yet. So right now, if we click edit, and we can still change it. You know, we could change it to Jordan's pens or something. I got caps lock on. Let's try that again. Okay. And then go to object, and yeah, it's it. So we need it to not be a font anymore, basically. Once you have what you want written down, we're going to right click on it. And the other thing is, it kind of needs to, you know, oftentimes I think the best thing to do is get it to the size and everything that you want before you do this next operation, because, well, I'll show you. So anyway, we need to convert this to a mesh in order for us to be able to use it as a Boolean to interact with our object. Now, once we do that, we can no longer edit the text. So be aware of that. I often will get my objects set up with the font that I want on it, all in position, and then I will save the object, like right now. Just click it, you know, save it, and then once I've saved it, I will convert it to a mesh and do my Boolean operation, because it doesn't take very long time to do that, and it's nice to be able to potentially modify your fonts later if you're not sure, you know, that this is going to be the final edit essentially of what you're making. So we saved it, and we'll just say that we're ready to go. We're ready to run our Boolean. So what we do, we click on our font, we right click on it once it's selected, and then we go to convert to and mesh. So let's convert it to a mesh. So we'll click on that. Okay, it's now a mesh. And now what happens when we click edit? on this. We go to edit mode. Now we can edit it by the points that are on it, and we can no longer change the text, at least not without doing an insane amount of manual work. So yeah, just be aware that, that's how this works. But so now it's a mesh. So now we can click on our pen holder, go back to our Boolean here, and now we have the option to use the text for our Boolean. And let's say we want to emboss this on the side. We'll go to, rather than difference, we'll do a union, and then we'll apply that. And then we can select our font and just delete it, because that mesh has now been added to our object. And let's say that we did this and we decided that, oh, this is sticking out a little too far, or it's not sticking out far enough. How could we change that? Well, we can click on this view so that we can see all of the text in profile, and then we can, you know, make it clear, make sure that we go to edit mode and then select points, and then we could just make a selection box, and all the points are on the end of the font, right? So if we do a little box like that, we've now selected the front of this font, and we can change it. So this is going in the Y axis, so we could say, let's say we want it to go out further. We could make this -27 to take it out further, or, you know, 30 to really take it out super far. And that's probably a lot thicker font than we want. Or, you know, we could do like -26 and bring it in super close to the object. Or even, you know, 25 I think makes it flush. Let's see. Yeah, see, 25 makes it flush, and then it won't do anything. Essentially, we won't see it on the object. So let's do 25.5 maybe. Okay. And now if we go back to make this not clear, and we'll go to object mode so we can kind of see what we've done. That looks pretty good. We've got this nice font on the side. It's not sticking super far out. I think it's embossed well. So that's pretty good. So that's how you can add a font to an object. Now let's, and you know, let's just for funsies, let's select it again, go back to edit mode. We'll go make it clear so we can select everything. We'll select the end again. Oh, we already had it selected. Anyway, we could do -24.5, and that should essentially make it, here, let's object. Yeah, so now you can see it's like inset into the object instead of embossed onto it. And the other way that we could have done this was just by doing a Boolean and doing difference with our font rather than union, and it would also make the same, basically same outcome, right? So so yeah, that's how you can apply fonts to things, or text to an object in Blender. Hopefully that will be useful for folks. If you've got questions about this or whatever, I would encourage you to either leave a comment in the video, I'll try to get to that, or the more efficient way to get in touch with me and ask me a question would probably be to join our DevSecOps Dojo, which is our Discord server, and just ping me in there. So you can find out how to do that, you know, at our website here at cloudunderground.com. See, here's the join the dojo link, and that will teach you how to get into our Discord server, and you can ask me questions in there. So cool stuff. That's how you modify an object in Blender and add fonts to it. So this is kind of the simple way too. There are other, you know, things you can do with fonts, but we will maybe save some of that for another video. Okay. So I guess at this point I'm going to tell you just a little bit more about Cloud Underground. Cloud Underground is a venture capital company that helps cloud native businesses get funding. Building customer forged enterprise servers is part of how we help clients meet their funding goals. So yeah, that's what we do. Another thing that I wanted to mention is that we are getting ready to release Raspberry Pi cases. So we've sold these before as a total package with the Raspberry Pis and everything, but we're going to start selling just these cases. So this you can see is a dual Pi case. It holds 2 Raspberry Pis. Right now only one is installed, but it's got a slot for another. So you can have 2 Pis in this. It has a single fan that cools everything. And these work pretty darn nicely as a case. They're not going to be the coolest Raspberry Pi cases that money can buy. But if you're looking for that, then we have these single Pi cases too. You can see there's no lid on this. There normally would be. I took it off. Anyway, don't worry about that. But so this is a single Pi case, and this one has a aluminum case on the Pi that's then cooled by a single Noctua fan. And these have the best cooling for Raspberry Pis of any case that I've tested, and I've tested quite a few, including the Argon cases. This outperforms all of them. And so if you really want to run something kind of hardcore on your Raspberry Pi that's pushing your Pi to its limits, then I highly suggest getting one of these single Pi performance cases, because they should meet your needs, whatever they are. With that, I think I'm going to go ahead and hop into Terraria for a little bit. So let me get that going here. And before I start the Terraria going, I am going to start our music. So we have a 24-hour-a-day music streaming station on YouTube. So if you get on YouTube, search for Cloud Underground, you'll find our YouTube channel. You should then be able to find our live streaming channel or our live stream on the YouTube channel that we have. And you can listen to this, have it as backgrounds for your stream or whatever. It's all DMCA free music, so yeah, check it out. Anyway, let's get into some Terraria here. I do apologize, it's gotten a little dark on me. There we go. So yeah, here's our Terraria server. Or, well, here's Terraria. Let's get into our Terraria server. We'll join via IP. Yasna. Let me just hide this for a moment. Alright, and here's our Terraria server. This Terraria server is running on a Jetson AGX, and it's running in an underground Nexus instance with its own webtop and stuff. So I like to play Terraria because it's a video game, so it's pretty sensitive to lag and disconnects and things like that. So you can kind of see what kind of performance you can expect from one of these underground Nexus instances with Terraria. And also it demonstrates our server building abilities. So anyway, I'm probably not going to play super long either today. You know, it's really funny. I did see a gravestone over here at one point. Last time I tried to defeat the Old One's army and it didn't go so hot. Today, I don't know what I'm going to do. Let me see if I've already done a quest for the fisherman. Yep. I already did a quest for him. So let's go over here. Everything's good to go there. Sure don't have very much money right now. Oh, that was from today? Oh. I don't really like gravestones right here. We're just gonna trash that. Poor Yasna has died many, many times, as you can probably see by all these grave markers. Shredded by Retanizer, huh. King Slime, you know. Chaos Ball, anyway. Today I'm gonna see if I can defeat the Destroyer, I think is what it's called. It's the big mechanical worm, so I'm kind of waiting for night to fall. So let me get all my stuff prepped. So I need a burger. I need the mechanical worm, which will summon the destroyer. And I'll take an iron skin potion, a swiftness, regeneration potion. Heck, we'll eat a thorns, that'll probably be good. Knockback's not going to help me, archery's not going to help me, ammo reservation. Okay, that's good, so all those will help. And let's make sure we've got some of those there. Now the question is, where am I going to fight this guy? I think I'm going to try and fight him here up in the sky. Oops. I think it will be easier up here. I think I'll just use these clouds and we'll see how this goes. The other thing I need to do before we fight him is make sure I've got all the minions that I can get. So let's click on that guy so I can get another minion. Head back wrong direction. Oh, I missed Romeo. Oh well. We'll see what wares he has some other time. Oh, I was killed by a wyvern here once upon a time. Alright, so here we go. So I think it's probably nighttime enough. Seriously, wyvern? Alright, got him. But I did take a little bit of damage, which is aggravating. Let's go ahead and throw the queen spider out here, actually. That'll probably be a good spot. And then need my 2 spiders. Okay, I think I'm ready. I can't summon him yet? Huh. Wonder why I can't summon him yet. Like, what time is it? It's 8 o'clock. Shouldn't I be able to summon him? There we go. We'll go up here. Hopefully he'll follow me all the way up here. I'll be mad if he doesn't. Oh yeah, here he comes. There he is. I gotta try and make sure I'm keeping enough eye on my health. Although so far so good on this. Kicking his butt. These little eyes that he sends out. Oh my gosh. So it's great because I got multiple spiders working on him. Oof. I might be ready for Skeletron Prime or whatever his name is. Now see, I think fighting this guy up here in the clouds actually gives you a little bit of an advantage. So he constantly wants to go through. It's like trying to burrow all the time. And there's not a lot of good burrowing over here. I haven't even had to use a health potion yet. That's how good I'm doing here. Ow. Okay, now I need one. I think I should be switching between my yo-yo and my staff because the staff does continuous damage, so if you can get a few good hits on him, that'll make him like kind of take continuous damage in addition to the yo-yo damage. I'm gonna try and do easy to get hearts right here, isn't it? Holy cow. Okay, so this is a problem I have now lacked my... Oh no! Ha! You're getting weak, Destroyer! And you're shorter than you used to be. Now I'm worried that he's going to die somewhere where it's going to be hard for me to recover his stuff. But that's probably not really a concern. So you got to be careful with Destroyer because it's always trying to like surround you. And if you're on the ground, he does a much better job of that, but up here, he's struggling. Looks like I got him. Boom! Alright, you're down, Destroyer. I win. That was fairly straightforward, actually. Alright, well, as long as I have all these buffs active, I think I might try and defeat the old ones. Well, 3 minutes won't be enough time to do that, I guess. Let's try and defeat the old one's army again. Nah, let's not. So I know it's kind of a short stream. I think that's all I'm going to do today. But I just wanted to show you some Blender stuff, and I did want to defeat the Destroyer, so I've done those things. So, let me turn down my music just a hair. Thank you everybody for joining me here on this Thursday. I hope that everybody has a great weekend. Thanks for tuning in. In order to support me and future streams, go and sign up for the RPG of Life Incubator. Make starting a company as straightforward as playing an RPG with RPG of Life Incubator from Cloud Underground. Start building your business for free today. Link in the description. Get it now. And watch for our pie cases, which will be coming out soon. So we'll have more announcements on that. The other thing I wanted to mention is for those who are interested in the Zero Trust Cockpit, the Cloud Jitsu program's price is going up in less than 10 days, so you should also go buy that now. So thanks again for joining me. Have a great weekend. Talk to you next time. Bye.